Hello, everyone, and welcome. Settle in, get comfortable, and let your mind drift back through the millennia. Tonight, we're not just learning about history, we're feeling it. We're embarking on a sleepy journey to the cradles of civilization, to witness the quiet moments when night fell upon the world's first great cities. Let's begin our journey in Mesopotamia, the land between the rivers Tigris and Euphrates. Imagine the sun, a fiery orb, dipping below the horizon, casting long, deep shadows across the ziggurat of your art. The day's relentless heat finally surrenders to a cool evening breeze that whispers through the date palms lining the canals. The bustling marketplace, once a chaotic symphony of merchants haggling over grain, textiles, and lapis lazuli, now grows quiet. The last few vendors pack away their wares, their conversations dropping to a murmur. Their warm, gentle glow spills out from open doorways, creating small pools of light in the darkening labyrinth of narrow streets. Families gather inside for their evening meal. The aroma of freshly baked flatbread lentil stew and roasted fish fills the air. Children, their energy spent from a day of play along the riverbanks. Listen to elders recount epic tales of gods and hero stories of Gilgamesh and Enkidu, passed down through generations, not on paper, but through the spoken word carried on the rhythm of the night. From the highest tier of the ziggurat, a priest watches the stars emerge. To him, they are not just points of light, but a divine script. A calendar, a map of the cosmos. He charts their movements, seeking to understand the will of the gods and the changing of the seasons. Below, the city of yore settles into a collective slumber, its heartbeat slowing to a gentle, rhythmic pulse. The only sounds are the distant barking of a dog, the chirping of crickets, and the soft lapping of water against the canal banks. This is the peace of an ancient night, a world wrapped in darkness and dreams. Now, let our journey drift eastward, carried on the night winds across the vast Iranian plateau, until we arrive in the Indus Valley. Here, nestled along the banks of a mighty river, lies the city of Mohenjo-daro, a masterpiece of urban planning. As dusk settles, the sky bleeds from orange and pink to a deep, velvety indigo. Unlike the winding alleys of your Mohenjo-daro's streets are laid out in a precise grid. The last rays of sunlight catch the tops of the standardized baked brick houses. There are no grand palaces or temples dominating the skyline here, suggesting a more egalitarian society. The Great Bath, a massive public water tank at the heart of the city, lies still and silent. Kit's waters, which hours ago echoed with the sounds of communal life and ritual, now perfectly reflect the first stars. Inside the two-story homes, life slows down. The intricate drainage systems that made this city a marvel of engineering gurgle softly, carrying away the day's water. A craftsman puts the final touches on a steatite seal, carving the image of a bull with incredible precision under the flickering light of an oil lamp. His work is done for the day. A merchant tallies his accounts, recorded in a mysterious script that we, thousands of years later, still cannot decipher. Each symbol is a tiny, silent ghost of a forgotten language. Families gather on their flat rooftops to catch the evening breeze. It's a social space, a place to share stories, to watch the children play one last game before sleep, and to gaze at the moon. The sounds are different here perhaps, the lowing of cattle in a communal courtyard, the gentle clinking of terracotta pottery, and the soft, rhythmic thud of a pestle grinding grain for the morning's meal. The city breathes. It is a living organism, and this is its time of rest and quiet renewal. Let's continue our sleepy travels, this time across the sea to the sun-drenched island of Crete, home of the Minoan civilization. We arrive at the sprawling palace of Knossos as twilight paints the sky in shades of lavender and rose. This isn't a fortress. It's an open, vibrant labyrinth of rooms, courtyards, and corridors. The air, heavy with the scent of jasmine and the sea, grows cooler. The grand central court, which earlier bustled with officials, acrobats, and priestesses in flowing robes, is now empty. The famous frescoes on the walls of leaping dolphins, graceful bulls, and elegant figures seem to soften in the fading light, their vibrant colors taking on a dreamlike quality. Light from clay lamps begins to glow from within the hundreds of rooms, their flickering flames dancing on walls painted with scenes of nature and ceremony. In the workshops, the artist's tools are laid to rest. The potter's wheel is still, the jeweler's delicate instruments are put away. The sounds of creation give way to the sounds of evening life. From the royal apartments, you might hear the gentle strumming of a lyre, its melancholic notes drifting out into the night. Down at the nearby port, the last of the sailors secure their ships, their calls echoing softly over the calm waters of the Aegean. The day's trade with Egypt and the mainland is done. As true darkness falls over Knossos, the palace seems to hum with a quiet, sophisticated energy. It is a city that loves beauty, celebration, and life, and even in its sleep, it dreams in color. The night here is not empty, but filled with the lingering perfume of flowers and the ever-present murmur of the sea, a lullaby for a civilization at its peak. Our final destination takes us across the Atlantic to the heart of the dense Mesoamerican jungle. The steep stairways of the Temple of the Great Jaguar seem to ascend directly into the heavens. During the day, this sacred precinct was a hive of activity, a stage for elaborate rituals and royal pronouncements. The howler monkeys, the true kings of the jungle night, begin their deep guttural calls, a sound that reverberates through the trees and across the silent stones. It's an intimidating, primal sound, a reminder that this city is carved directly from a wild and powerful landscape. In the residential areas surrounding the ceremonial center, the thatched roof huts of farmers and artisans are dark. Families sleep soundly in their hammocks, exhausted from working the maize fields. The only light comes from the smoldering embers of the hearth fire, a single orange eye in the darkness, keeping the chill of the jungle at bay. A shaman or an astronomer priest might be awake, perched in a high observatory, tracking the complex movements of Venus and the moon. For the Maya, time was cyclical, and the cosmos was a living, breathing entity. Understanding its rhythms was essential for survival, for knowing when to plant, when to harvest, and when to perform the sacred rituals that maintained balance in the world. As you stand in the great plaza, surrounded by these silent, monumental structures, you feel a sense of immense antiquity and cosmic connection. The city sleeps, but the jungle around it, and the stars above it, are wide awake. As the first hint of dawn begins to lighten the eastern sky, our journey through the ancient night comes to an end. We have walked the quiet streets of yore, felt the peaceful order of Mohenjo-Daro, breathed the sea air of Nasus, and listened to the jungle lullaby of Tikal. We've witnessed that even in sleep, these cities were alive. They breathed, they dreamed, and they held within their walls the hopes and fears of millions. The night was a time for rest, for family, for storytelling, and for looking up at the same stars we see today, searching for meaning. These lost civilizations may be gone, but the quiet moments of their nights are etched into the memory of the world, a silent testament to our shared human story. Thank you for joining me on this peaceful journey. I hope it brought you a sense of calm and wonder. If you enjoyed this trip through time, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more explorations into the quiet corners of history. Sleep well.